Good evening, welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultan Oman Television. First, the headlines. His Majesty the Sultan presides over the Royal Horse Race Festival at the Al Adiyat Horse Race Track in the Wilaya of Sib. Horse Soccer of the Royal Cavalry of Oman is crowned with His Majesty the Sultan's Cup for horse race. And His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq issues 2 royal decrees. And those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. Under the royal patronage of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, the Royal Horse Race Festival was held today at Al Adiyat City in the Wilaya of Sib, Muscat Governorate. Upon the arrival of His Majesty's motorcade, a group of Royal Camel Corps escorted the royal motorcade to the gates of Al Adiyat. Then the royal motorcade was accompanied by Royal Cavalry and Royal Guard of Oman riders to the main dais. At the entrance of Al Adiyat, His Majesty was received by His Excellency Nasser bin Hamoud Al Kindi, Secretary General of the Royal Court Affairs, His Excellency Hilal bin Mohammed Al Waili, Chairman of the Royal Cavalry, Camel, Farms and Garden Affairs, and Dr. Sarhan bin Salim Al Zaidi, Director General of the Royal Cavalry. Upon His Majesty's arrival to the main dais, the music band played the royal anthem. Then the race began with traditional Omani welcome featuring cultural performances of traditional folklore arts including horse and camel dances, al-nadba, al-rasha and al-bara, dances and other traditional music arts.
صاحونا همنا واحتشدنا صفوف وقبايل فيد سلطاننا سيف يمنى محزمك يا كريم الشمايل
عمان يا أرض السلام وأرض المحبة والكرم ودار الشغاميم الحشام تاريخها ما ينهدم المجد جيل بعد جيل متوارثينه من قدم يوم الرمك تصهل صهيل رجالها صانوا العلم هيثم واسمه له حروف بالنور دونها القلم تلتم من حوله صفوف يفدوه بارواح ودم الهاء هو رمز الفخر جوده شرى وبل الديم للدار نبراس وذخر فوق الثريا مرتسم والياء يسلم للوطن لي خطوته عند النجم أصيل من ظهر وبطن الشامخ الطود الأشم والثاء ثابت منهجه خطه على عالي القمم وارخال خيله وسرجه صوب الكواكب والسدم والميم ماثل للعيان مجده على كل الأمم تفخر بذكر اسمه عمان والعدل في شعبه يعم وعمان في حكمه تبات في عز وافضال ونعم بين النجوم العاليات سوى لها موطأ قدم سوى لها موطأ قدم سوى لها موطأ قدم.
سيداتي آنساتي وسادتي تتابعون الانطلاق الكبير.
Al-Adiyat race covering 2,000 meters for the Royal Cup of His Majesty the Sultan was awarded to the horse Soko, representing the Royal Cavalry and ridden by Michael Yon Forrest. Second place was secured by the horse RB Blast, owned by His Highness Sayyid Saud bin Harib Al Said and ridden by Adam bin Talib Al Blushi, while the horse Sani Dulu, also from the Royal Cavalry, claimed the third place with rider Connor James Bisley.
من يطير ويسير لمواصلة المسير. هنا ابن نيشان على سايكا، مايكل يون فوريست في القيادة، مدام جيم فرانسيس في الإشراف والتدريب، وكذلك أربي بلاستوف قادم وصني دولوب وصيفا، ولكن سوكو بل 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 سوكو بطل كاس جلالة السلطان المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه.
In the first race, Al Muriyat race, spanning 1,100 meters and dedicated to the female riders of the Royal Cavalry, a mare Athir, ridden by Ma'athir bint Said al-Shamakhi, claimed their first place. The horse Al Tariq, ridden by Asmahan bint Jum'a al-Blushiya, came second, followed by Al Muna mare, ridden by Hiba bint Salim al-Rajabiyya, in the third place.
الطارق وبإشرافات بن عباد الحجري وقيادة اسمهان البلوشية، وكذلك الاندفاع من السياج الداخلي والمرور من أثير إلى الانتصار. أثير 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 وبقيادة ماثر.
This was followed by an impressive display of equestrian sports and skills by the Royal Cavalry male and female riders. The performances included tent pegging, archery, sled pulling, troika formations, show jumping, and the enduring artistry of Oman's equestrian traditions. The second race, Al Mughirat race for purebred Arabian horses over 1,100 meters, saw the mare Sila of the Royal Cavalry take the lead under the guidance of Al Mu'tasim bin Said Al Bushi, while the second place was taken by Al Ariq, a horse also of the Royal Cavalry under the Munis bin Salim Al Siabi. RB Sadiq, owned by Her Highness Sayyida Thuraya bint Thuwaini Al Said and ridden by Abdulaziz bin Fahd Al Blushi, ranked third.
الخيال السلطاني ومونس السيابي، أي مرور وعبور، أي ثنائية قتالية نارية غير عادية. لا 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 لا.
This was followed by the captivating performance of Arlat Al Khail, traditional horse show. Subsequently, a group of school students, along with children with hearing impairments and Down syndrome, presented by a heartfelt tribute titled Gratitude to His Majesty the Sultan.
مولاي، أبناؤكم الفرسان البراعم يقدمون لكم عظيم الشكر والعرفان، فشكرا لكم مولاي.
لجلال
أصوات جميلة ورائعة. إذن سيداتي آنساتي وسادتي تتابعون الانطلاقة.
The third race, Al-Qadihat race for Arabian purebred horses covering 1,600 meters, crowned Al-Muthabir of the Royal Cavalry as the winner, ridden by Saif bin Hamid al-Bushi. Second place went to RB Kansman, owned by Zionist Said Saud bin Harib al-Said, and ridden by Khalid bin Mahmoud al-Blushi, while the third place was taken by RB Yasman, owned by Zionist Said Shihab bin Harib al-Said, and ridden by Amr bin Ali al-Rasbi.
والعبور مثابر حتى الآن مشاهدينا الكرام، التقدم والحضور الكبير. RB كنزمان والهدف RB كنزمان ومثابر من الجهة الخارجية. مثابر سار، مثابر طار إلى الانتصار وبشعار الخيال السلطانية متابعينا الكرام بحضوره المميز.
Following the third race, the Royal Cavalry held a grand parade showcasing its various divisions, including horse beauty and other divisions. The parade was followed by a thrilling relay race on horseback and displays of equestrian skills, including fast-paced horse and camel carriage races. Riders also demonstrated the beauty of Arabian horses, polo, and unique basketball match played on the horseback.
مشاهدينا متابعينا الكرام تتابعون رابع انطلاقات هذه الأمسية.
The fourth race, Al-Safina race, dedicated to purebred Arabian horses over a distance of 1,600 meters for citizen-owned horses. So Jath owned by Abdullah bin Ali al-Ma'mari and ridden by Amr bin Ali al-Rasbi, claimed the first place, while the second place was taken by Al-Qarin, owned by Tahir bin Saud al-Khalili, ridden by Munis bin Salim al-Siyabi. RB Free, owned by Khalid bin Abdullah al-Blushi, and ridden by Anas bin Salim al-Siyabi, ranked third.
الأحمر يمر ويعبر. قسقات يا سادة يا متابعين إلى الانتصار. قسقات هذا البطل.
Next, young riders participated in Al-Marah race, which included a shared event for children using pony horses and white donkey-drawn carts and bicycles. The celebration continued with the formation of Ardat al-Khayl horses, who created a number 11 in honor of January 11th, the date of His Majesty's accession to power. The musical ensemble also crafted the name of His Majesty Sultan Haitham, along with the number of 2020, marking the year of his reign. The name Al-Adiyat was also beautifully displayed in the arena, followed by a mesmerizing demonstration of horse and camel hypnosis techniques.
المسلمين كبروا الله أكبر. هي يواب يا هيثم الفجر المجيد، لبسته عمان الجديد. سلطاننا في شوركم، أمرك على الجمع امتثل صبيان أكبار الشيم.
The festival concluded with a spectacular finale featuring all participants lining up in the arena. They performed the traditional Omani art Al-Azzi, reciting poetic verses that expressed deep love for the nation and loyalty to His Majesty the Sultan. This was accompanied by a grand recital of the closing anthem, synchronized with the passing of a grand chariot drawn by 55 horses, a tribute to the 55th anniversary of the Oman's blessed Renaissance. The procession also included several carriages led by the Royal Camel Corps, providing a breathtaking conclusion of the festivities. After that, His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq presented the cups to the winners of the race rounds. And to conclude the festival, the musical band played the royal anthem, marking the end of the festival's activities. Of the festival segment ended, His Majesty the Sultan accepted a commemorative gift presented by His Excellency Nasser bin Hamoud al-Kindi, Secretary General of the Royal Court Affairs. Along with His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, the Royal Horse Race Festival was attended by a number of Their Highnesses, members of the Royal Family, the Chairman of the State Council and the Shura Councils, Their Excellencies, the Ministers and Advisors, the Commanders of the Sultan's Armed Forces and the Royal Oman Police, heads of the diplomatic missions, a credit to the Sultan of Oman, the honorable members of the State Council, the Excellencies, the members of the Shura Council, the Excellencies, the Undersecretaries, a number of the eminences, the judges, senior officers, many students and citizens, as well as those interested in horses and equestrian sports. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq issued two royal decrees as follows. Royal Decree number 11 over 2025, amending some provisions of the penal law. Article 1 replaces the text of Article 71 of the aforementioned law with the following text. Article 71 accepts for those penalties issued by the state security crimes, crimes targeting the prestige of the state, terrorism crimes and terrorism financing crimes. Once the court issues a fine or imprisonment for a period of less than 3 years, the court may order the suspension of implementation of the ruling if it perceives that the moral conduct of the convict, their past demeanor, age, or their circumstances in which the crime was committed give rise to the belief that the convict would not revert back to the committing a crime provided that the convict has known place of residence. The court may decide that the suspension of the implementing the ruling shall include the penal effects emanating fresh from the ruling or any subsidiary or complementary penalty other than confiscation. Article 2, the royal decree shall be published in the official gazette and comes into effect from the following day of its publication. Royal Decree number 12 over 2025, amending some provisions of the Royal Decree number 6 over 89 regarding regulating the relationship between owners and tenants of residential, commercial and industrial premises and registering their lease contracts. Article 1, the attached amendments shall be made to the provision regulating the relationship between owners and tenants of residential, commercial and industrial premises and registering their lease contracts attached in the Royal Decree number 6 over 89. Article 2, the courts shall continue to consider the lawsuits that have become pursuant to this decree within the jurisdiction of the Rental Dispute Settlement Committee, provided that they were brought before the effective date of this decree. Article 3, all that contradicts this decree and the attached amendments or conflicts with the provisions shall be repealed. Article 4, the royal decree shall be published in the official gazette and comes into force after 6 months from its issuance. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq sent cable of condolences to His Excellency President Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China, on the victims of the earthquake that struck Tibet, southwest of China. This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan presides over the Royal Horses Race Festival at Al Adiyat Horse Racetrack in the Wilaya of Sib. Horse Soko of the Royal Cavalry of Oman is crowned with His Majesty the Sultan's Cup for horse race. And His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq issues 2 royal decrees. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom in the studios. Thanks for your time. Good night and stay safe.